How can we find a faith that fits us, which isn't a straitjacket, but which we can wear well? Good morning. Yesterday I spoke a little bit about the benefits of tradition and valuing what has been passed down as a way of owning and inhabiting faith for ourselves. And I spoke of my desire that if Christian tradition is a chain of memory, that link in my time shouldn't be broken, and a decision really early on, I think, to not let that happen, and to value the inheritance of memory and tradition that has passed that down to me. Your experience will be different, your story will be different, and I'm really conscious of that as I reflect in these days on a few of my own approaches to faith. So take and discard whatever is useful or not helpful from this. And the second I wanted to mention, jotting down my own kind of a bases for faith without really even considering at this point the usual topics of God or Jesus or the Bible or the church, prayer. We may talk a bit about each of those, but often I think that the reasons that we feel that faith wouldn't fit us are not actually because of those things. Certainly not often because of Jesus. I think many people are drawn to him as a character. I think there are more subtle reasons why we hold back from faith, and it's those that I'm trying to weigh up and consider openly. And so the second basis of my own faith that I jotted down was simply that life is personal. Ultimately, life is reality is personal. That is a truth I find in the Christian tradition, in the scriptures. It's at the heart of it, at the beginning of it. In the beginning, God. There is personality at the heart and the beginning and the source of life. And so all of the things we long for, truth, goodness, the better things we long for, truth, goodness, beauty, faith, hope, love, those are not abstract but have a personal root and source, we believe. I find that measures up both to the life that I long for, what I hope for about life, and my own deep sense of God, and that has been there from early on. That life was personal, and that means that you, if you believe that everything around you has this kind of personal source, you end up sort of addressing it. You can address life as if it were personal, and you can talk to things. You can talk to God. That's where prayer comes from. This just welling up that there is relationship at the heart of things. Therefore, on your morning walks, you can talk like Fotherington Thomas, in Molesworth. Hello clouds, hello sky. You can talk to the sheep and the birds and the leaves because you are in relationship to them. You can talk to God because all of that, we believe, has a personal source, and moreover, that personal source is good and loving. That may feel quite a leap, and there's so much more we could say about that. But we believe that God is love at heart. I open my heart for the whole universe, and I found that it was loving, sang the Byrds. Fifth Dimension, their song Fifth Dimension. That resonates with me. One of the good things about tradition is that there's room for you to find the parts of it that really ring true. A tradition like Christian faith is a huge, capacious, roomy thing. Jesus said, "In my Father's house there are many mansions, many dwelling places." And actually, that is, I didn't mention it yesterday, one of the great gifts, that you can find the room that you feel you belong in, and you can perhaps avoid some of those where you don't. And this is the room I belong in. That reality is loving at source. There we are. That's today's short reflection on life. So, friends, whatever your reality is today, address it. Address it as if it were personal. Coleridge called this belief in God personality. He would always make up a new word if there wasn't one to suit him. So a mixture of deity and personality. He put his trust in that was at the beginning of all things. So I'm just going to read a few verses as we close from the Jubilate, the morning psalm. Oh, be joyful in the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness, and come before his presence with a song. Be ye sure that the Lord, he is God. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, and the sheep of his pasture. O go your way into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him, and speak good of his name. For the Lord is gracious, his mercy is everlasting, and his truth endureth from generation to generation. God bless you today as you go to ground.